Hello, it's your favorite sports thunk here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Eric Bieniemy was not offered an NFL offensive coordinator job this hiring cycle and will join the UCLA Bruins as their new offensive coordinator. After 16 seasons as an NFL assistant coach, Eric Bieniemy, has taken a job as the assistant head coach and offensive coordinator on the collegiate level. As Mike Freeman wrote this morning, it's embarrassing for NFL and its team, its owners, that someone as good as EB has to scamper off to college. And he didn't leave college to become a head and he didn't leave for college to become a head coach. He left to become an assistant coach. Someone who has 2 Super Bowls as an offensive coordinator, who went to 5 consecutive conference championship games that included 3 Super Bowl appearances, will reportedly coach the UCLA. No offense to UCLA, but this is a big step down. EB is the first significant hire of new head coach, UCLA head coach Deshaun Foster.
Yeah.
Ocho, what are your thoughts on EB?
I mean, I wouldn't say or call it a downgrade. Obviously, being able to coach at the collegiate level is good. Being able to coach at the NFL level is good. Obviously, we know probably Eric Bieniemy's dreams are to be a head coach someday, but we understand how that works when it comes to minorities being hired as head coaches. Those opportunities come far and few. Obviously, we have some success stories with Mike Tomlin, D'Amico Ryans, obviously, and we have a few others that I'm not going to name right now. But obviously, I think what might have stunted his opportunity to get a head coaching job might have been what happened down in DC last year with them not, from an offensive perspective, not
because they were worse than they were the previous year.
The previous year. So that kind of hurts a little bit. And owners will look at that as well and wanting to bring him in. And, being great at what you do when you have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, you have an offense like that. But when you have a quarterback like that, it makes everything that much better and that much easier from the offensive coordinating position. So when you don't have that kind of talent around you, what were you able to do? When you didn't have probably arguably the best quarterback around you, what does your offense look like? And obviously the Commanders didn't look as good as they should have, obviously declining in productivity the previous years. And you know how the owners are. They're very, very fickle. For one, they already want people being leaders of men that are like-minded and look exactly like them.
Yes.
You already know that. And that's
look
never
like
going to change.
Talk like them, act like them, travel in the same circle as them.
Listen, I understand the Rooney Rule and all that, but listen, that is all smoke and mirrors. That is all smoke and mirrors, and it's been this way for a very long time, and we continue to try to knock down doors and argue for the fact that certain people should be getting a job when they don't want to hire us to begin with. And we know that, but we continue to fight.
That's all you can do, Ocho. I felt it was a mistake, him leaving anyway. And he let people convince him, well, you need to go outside of Andy. Bro, if you weren't going to get a head coaching job with Andy, and you got Mahomes, and you got Travis Kelce, and you had Tyreek Hill. Tyreek has been gone for 2 years, and you've had the offense that you had. You tell me where you thought you were going to go, and you were going to be able to implement your scheme, less talent, and get a head coaching job.
You know, the funny thing, when I think about it, from a receiver perspective, the Commanders have great talent. They have great talent, especially with Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. And just, I think where they were lacking might have been the quarterback position. If you had a quarterback with the likes of Mahomes, or maybe not even Mahomes, just a little bit more efficient, a little bit more efficient, a little bit more consistent, then the numbers would look different and we reflect on them offensively. But because you didn't, no disrespect to Sam Howell, no disrespect at all, but the numbers are what they are. Yeah. Things got worse in your second year as a coordinator. And what do they look at? What do they look at? Who are they going to blame?
Even if you're losing those games, if Sam Howell goes out there and throw for 4,800 yards, 32 touchdowns, you have a couple of receivers have 1,000 yards. Yeah. It's like, you know what? I think, with the right quarterback and the right, get his people in here, I think he could do something. Right. But that wasn't what happened. And he was already up against it. They were already looking for a reason not to give you a job.
Yeah. Anything. You know that.
Yes.
You know
that. But I tell you what Andy thought of him. Andy thought so much of him. When they played the Ravens, guess who came back in and spoke to the team?
Yeah, EB.
Eric Bieniemy.
EB, yeah.
Because he was the count officer. He was the guy that held everybody accountable. From Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce, it did not matter. On that side of the ball, EB held you responsible.
Yeah, his coaching style is very different. His coaching style is very different. He's very hard on players. Matter of fact, for people in the chat, I'm not sure if you ever saw it. Eric Bieniemy's coaching style, which many don't know about, it kind of reminds me of, did you ever see the documentary called The Year of the Bull?
No.
Okay. Well, his coaching style is how I like to say how our kids are coached here in Florida. Very harsh. Very harsh on top of you, no matter who you are. Everybody's not expendable, but everybody is held to the same standard.
Yes.
I don't care whether you're the best player on the team or you're the worst player on the team. Everybody got it, no matter what. And that's the way he coached. And you hear a lot of players, former players that played for him, that weren't too fond of his coaching style. But usually when you have a coach like that wants to get the best out of you, that's what you need.
Yeah, I like being held accountable, but I want everybody to be held accountable.
Right.
Because if I'm in my chair, the meeting starts at 9 o'clock. If I'm in my chair at 8:58, why the hell somebody less tier than me or even better than me, they can saunter in at 9:02?
Right.
Are we trying to win or we not?
Right.
I mean, so what was so important that Shannon Sharpe could get here on time, but you couldn't?
Right.
What was so important that Shannon Sharpe could stay awake in the meeting, but you couldn't? What was so important that Shannon Sharpe understood that he got the plays at the same time you did.
Right.
And you've been in the league 4 or 5 years, and Shannon's been in the league 8 years. Why couldn't you learn the plays when we came out there for walkthrough and when we hit practice? But I could.
Right.
Look, I didn't ask any more from my teammates, Ocho, than I was willing to give.
Right.
And that's why I was able to hold them accountable. But that's why they were able to respect me and to respond. Because they knew what I was giving up to be great. Everybody's not going to be great. But just because everybody is not going to be a Patrick Mahomes at the quarterback position or Ray Lewis or Aaron Donald or Jonathan Ogden, that don't mean you can't play to your best potential. That doesn't mean that you can't practice like you're an all-pro. That doesn't mean you can't study.
Yeah. And matter of fact, when you aren't like the great ones, that means you have to do that much more. You got to do the little things. You got to pay attention to the small details of everything, no matter whether it's the playbook, whether it's your assignment, whether it's your spacing, whether it's your alignment. You have to be that much better in all the smaller details when you don't have the
God-given ability.
The God-given ability like everyone else does. So
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So I wish EB the best. Ocho, we say this that whatever God has planned for you,
it's for you.
Can't nobody get in the way of that. It's
Never
for
that.
you.
Never that.
And maybe it's not in the cards for EB to be an NFL head coach. Because Antonio Pierce did not call the defensive snaps.
Right.
He got a head coaching job.
Yeah.
We've seen Matt Nagy not call offensive plays for Kansas City in the same role. See, that's what got people befuddled. That's like, hold on. Matt Nagy got the Chicago head coaching job and he didn't call plays in Kansas City.
Right.
Andy Reid did. They said the same thing about Doug Peterson. He never called plays under Andy. But he got the job at Philly and he got the job at Jacksonville. Well, he called plays in Philly.
Yeah.
Same thing with Frank Reich. Yeah. Frank Reich had called plays.
Yeah.
But he got the Indy job.
You have to understand the relationships. You have to understand the people have to understand the dynamic of those relationships when it comes to coaches, that you will always have a job no matter what. It's not it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yes.
It's not what you know, it's who you know. And basically when you come from that tree up under other coaches and other people get jobs, all they do is they bring you along. So you will always have a job no matter what.
That's why it's always like you be good. Because if you look at it, look at Mike, look at Shanahan, look at Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay and Mike McDaniel and the guy in Green Bay. All those guys come, but look who they hire.
Yeah.
At some point in time, they were lesser tier guys on the San Francisco staff. Or they were lesser tier guys and they just pluck, hey, what you think? Hey, I got a guy for you. Boom, 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 boom. That's how they do it.
You'll always have a job. Long as you can't burn no bridges.
That's it.
You can't burn no bridges. You got to understand how important that is, how important those friendships and relationships are when it comes to coaching. You can't burn no bridge.
That's why I felt very comfortable that I was always going to be able to get a job.
Right.
Because if Gary Kubiak got a job, I was going to be able to get a job with his team. And then I saw Marvin go get a job. Jack Del Rio got a job. All those guys got jobs that was on that staff. Mm-hmm. Hell, they played with me. They know what I brought to the table. Right. Now, maybe I wasn't the guy that's going to give you 80 catches and 1,000 yards, but I was going to be valuable not only on the field with lesser stats, but I was going to be invaluable in the locker room.
Right.
And sometimes people think locker room doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters.
That only matters because people that's never been in a locker room and people don't know the dynamic of a locker room.
Oh, it matters.
Oh, it absolutely matters. And we kind of touched on this, Ocho. Do you believe he should have ever left Kansas City?
No.
I think that's the question that people are asking.
That is a great situation. You know, that's a great situation. And I'm putting myself in Bieniemy's shoes and understanding what I have, understanding the greatness that I have, the ability to coach in Patrick Mahomes. There's no way I'm leaving that. And obviously I say it all the time. Every time we talk about Mahomes, I say the situation with Mahomes and Andy Reid and the Chiefs is similar to that of the Patriots when they had Brady. Mm-hmm. The pieces to that puzzle offensively will always change as long as that one centerpiece, as long as that one nuance is always in place. In Mahomes, comparison to Brady, you're going to always win. You're going to always win. You're going to always be in contention, and you never leave a situation like that ever. It's like having a girl. It's like having a girlfriend. It's like having a girlfriend that does everything for you, but then you have other potentials that you think may be better, and you want to go take a shot thinking the grass is greener on the other side. The grass ain't never or rarely always greener on the other side when you have greatness right here in front of you.
Yeah, if you water and fertilizer your grass gonna be lush
every time. Every time.